Things are about to get cursed in this episode today, and boy am I here for it. Let's go. Dude, these have slowly become my absolute favorite videos to make here on the channel, and that is scouring the deepest, darkest depths of Brawl Stars, trying to find the most cursed accounts out there. It's been a while since the last episode of this series, more than 2 months ago, and I think it's for a good reason. It seems like every single new episode, there's more and more ridiculous things being found in this game with cursed accounts, that it's kind of hard to find crazier things than what we've found before, but I'm here to tell you today we have finally compiled a list of 10 that I think are ridiculous. So let's get into it, and if you guys enjoy the episode, it helps out a ton if you would consider subscribing. We're now only 10,000 subs away from 700,000, which is crazy, but once we get that, I will be able to feed Spike and Bruce. They ain't eating until then, man. They ain't. But starting off with our very first account here, and I want to start off with a banger. This one, not very difficult to find. There's some crazy stuff going on the leaderboards right now, specifically in the Shelly leaderboards. I've been kind of following the Shelly leaderboards the last couple trophy pushing seasons, and I feel like the most crazy things happen with this brawler. There's a select few that get Shelly up to the 2,000 trophy range, and we even have one at 3,866 trophies right now. It's just something about Shelly, maybe because she's good in Showdown, but taking a little bit of a closer look at this account here. It's not a crazy established account. It looks like they really enjoy Shelly. Tons of power level 1s, with the exception of just like a few power level 7s. We got Frank there at power level 11 and Stu there, but as you can see, a very bizarre account. You can tell they like Shelly. Now, maybe like a year ago when we were looking at accounts like this would surprise the crap out of me, seeing something at 3,866, but the current state of Brawl Stars, we are seeing crazier and crazier things, much like this. We're becoming desensitized, but if you dig a little deeper into this profile, that's where it starts to get even more crazy. So this is the very first time we are utilizing this website, and it's kind of newer in the community, but a really fun tool. It's called Brawl Ace, and I will be plugging this link in the description down below because I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to want to use it, but it's a very in-depth stat website where you can take a closer peek at people's profiles. But the thing that differentiates this website compared to most of the other ones out there is you can actually see grand total mastery points here. I have no idea how they do it or how it's tracked, but if you click mastery, we're on Juan Carlos's profile, you can see specific total mastery points of every individual brawler that they have on their account. We're limited inside of Brawl Stars. Once you get gold 3, you really can't see how much past you are, but this website tracks that. Juan Carlos is way past here for his highest mastery, being Mortis, but he's at 51,218 mastery points. And the physical number limit that we have in Brawl Stars is 24,800. So Juan Carlos doubled the mastery points of Mortis, right? But with the introduction of this website the way, taking a closer look at that Shelly account on the leaderboards, close to 4,000 trophies, taking a look at it here, this individual's mastery on Shelly is 217,000 mastery points. Ridiculous, dude. I'm just doing the math here. He would have been able to master Shelly almost 9 times over. That's nuts. They like Shelly a ton. I'm sure most of you guys watching this episode right now have at least a handful of masteries on your account, and if you are aware of that grind, you know how long it can take to get just a single mastery on a brawler, 24,000 points. So this is just mind-boggling, right? How long you'd have to play with a singular brawler. But as we are getting outside of just our first profile cursed account here in this episode, later on in this video, there's someone who puts this mastery point Shelly to shame. Stick around for it. It's the highest I've ever seen. Moving along to number 2, our good friends over here, the Star family, have been keeping up with me on their crazy cursed club creations. Just recently, with the most recent community event that we had, we were able to get 5 free legendary star drops. I think it was 5, but it didn't have a cap on your trophies like some of these other events did, which is the primary way the whole Star family creates these insane accounts, and with the last community event, they now have in their possession over all the hours of time that they had to make accounts and open up these free legendary star drops or just star drops in general. Technically a cursed account for every single brawler in this game 3 times over, which I don't want to know how long it ended up taking them. So for example, here they have 2 different legendary clubs here, which houses every single legendary brawler, which of course, as the name implies, houses a cursed account for every single legendary brawler in this game. So a cursed Amber account, they got 2 of those. They got cursed Chester accounts, and the list goes on and on. In this club, it looks like they have 2 of each, which is wild. Probably the coolest one, in my opinion, is of course the newest legendary, right? Draco. They got 2 of those as well. But the craziness doesn't stop there. They have this for every single rarity, right? They got the mythics, cursed account for mythic brawlers, and so on and so forth. I wanted to update you guys on this crazy escapade that they've been working on, because they have now been able to reach every single brawler cursed account 3 times over. Dude, it's insane the amount of time I'm sure this took. Huge shout out to the Star family for all the hours that they put in for this. Truly, I would say by far the most cursed clubs inside of Brawl Stars, right? But the fun does not stop there for our 3rd cursed account here. This one a little bit more of a lighter one, but still very, very bizarre, and that is the individual sitting in the 3rd place spot on the global leaderboard, Evex. A lot of the time when I'm looking for cursed accounts, I go to the brawlers and just page over, is there anything out of the ordinary looking wise, right? Are there names at the top of the leaderboard that don't have the Brawl Pass, which a lot of the time established players will purchase the Brawl Pass, things like that, things that stand out. But if you page through here, you'll come to find that there's an individual that pops up a lot. Obviously the 3rd place spot, Evex, but even more particular is, for some reason, Evex likes having his brawlers at 1,507. I have no idea why, but it's just those little things that I find incredibly cursed, right? So he's got his Frank at 1,507. Over here, he's got his B, 1,507. M's, 1,507. Gale, 1,507. It just keeps going. Dude, Naughty, 1,507. That one's 1,513, right? But just taking a look at his profile here, he has, I think, maybe like a little OCD action going on. It could possibly be some duel shenanigans going on here. If we organize by most trophies on his brawlers, he's got a few 1,515s. Edgar there at 1,514, but if we go down here, the majority are at 1,507, sitting there at that sweet spot. Like almost all of his brawlers are. What the heck is this? I would love to hear what you guys have to say. What would cause that? I got a feeling it's duels, but either way, if it's not, if it's just 3v3s, the amount of energy it would take just to get that perfect number is wild, dude. Really funny. Moving along here to number 4, and this one we can't look up because I was doing a little bit of browsing. Normally, if I'm trying to find some cool cursed accounts, I'll just go everywhere. Where can I find strange stuff? And this YouTube short popped up here, and it took me by surprise. Obviously, we can't look it up because it's in an individual's battle log, but this person ended up screen recording this experience. They ended up going up against a player here named Trevor. Nothing looking too crazy, but where it really starts to get wild here is, as you can see on his battle card, he has the 2022 World Finals pin, which is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. If you guys aren't aware of how this works, is every single World Finals, the Brawl Stars dev team designs a specific pin for the winners of the Brawl Stars World Finals. They most of the time look exactly the same. They just take the number and change it to the year that we are currently in. But it means it's one of the rarest pins in the entire game because only a handful of people have it, right? Just the winners, and I believe other people that might be a part of the team, like coaches and stuff like that. But this guy right here should not have it. And there's an explanation for this. Believe it or not, people have been capturing and posting insane examples of bots having pins, profile icons, stuff like that, that they shouldn't on their battle card. Physically impossible to have. The way that works is bots in the game have all of the cosmetics unlocked. So they can have things like a world final pin equipped to their battle card. A random bot flexing this is so dang crazy. I wish I could look it up, right? Even if you type in the tag of the bot here, it wouldn't pop up because it's just a bot account. I've tried several different times for examples like this. But yeah, if you ever scroll around, play up against a bot, and you take a look at their profile, they very well could have something very crazy, like a Brawl Stars World Final pin. So dang wild. The most flex-worthy bot out there, man. Moving along to our next one here, let's focus in on brawler-specific cursed accounts. accounts, which are most of the time pretty dang easy to find on leaderboards. There's a few that will be featured in this episode today, but one in particular that has me rolling is an individual over here on the Chester leaderboard. Again, like I said before, it's pretty dang easy to find. All you gotta do is look for bizarre stuff, right? Which one stands out to me in particular, and that is water here. In the 5th place spot, if you take a look at the profile, we have a brawler dedicated cursed account here. And what makes it even more crazy, if you ask me, is if you take a look at the Chester, they're power level 1, bro. I don't know how I feel nowadays about these power level 1 rank 35 ridiculous pushes out there, especially ever since that one time. I think we made a dedicated video, it might have been the very last episode of this here on the channel, but that one time where we had like 20 examples of power level 1 grinds getting these absurd milestones for trophies upwards in the, even in like the 2,000 trophy ranges. So it always makes me wonder when I see another one pop up, is there some foul play going on? So you know what, why don't we check it out? All right, so we're over here on Starlist Pro, so we can take a little bit of a deeper dive into Water's account here. Specifically, what we want to look for is what his battle log is looking like. Because I'm convinced in today's day and age in Brawl Stars, really the only way you can push a power level 1 up at this trophy count, 1,500, would be in duels, right? So whenever I see one outside of the norm, it kind of makes me question things. And it's already, man, these advertisements are crazy, but it's already giving me some red flags. As you can see, they didn't drop a single game in like 30 matches of knockout with Chester. Power level 1, that iron trophies, bro, come on. And the one time they play a different brawler, maybe to lose a win streak, I don't know. But it was Jesse and they lost in Brawl Ball. But let's take a look at this specifically. What brawlers are they going up against here? Man, these advertisements, Brawlers Pro, I can't see nothing. I've looked into some of these accounts like power level 1 grinds and stuff like that that have these absurd milestones, and a lot of the time they have these really weird games that they're in, much like this very last one here, a power level 9 Daryl at 0 trophies, possibly mismatching the matchmaking. I think maybe some coordinated trophy pushing here or win trading, but you can see it's a reoccurring theme, like this Eve at 8 trophies on the next one. This guy, oh, it's got one trick max. Okay, possibly queuing into another person's lobby, right? Win trading there, one trick max, a 0 trophy Griffin that next one, 107 trophy loot. Just some bizarre matchmaking going on here that I think could be foul play. I think it's foul play, which we got to shape this up, guys. I feel like it's been a reoccurring issue here, especially I've been seeing quite a few comments recently on my channel, at least, asking me to address win trading and stuff like that. I really don't know a crap ton about it, but maybe we can make a dedicated video on it, diving a bit deeper into like what they're even doing. But you know, while we're talking about water, maybe we can just hop on over to our next cursed account, seeing that it's in the same ballpark here. Taking a look here at the Spike leaderboard, we have number 6, one trick Spike, and there must be a one trick max out there as well. Taking a look at that game that Water was playing over with the Chester, but I think the same exact thing going on here. We got a power level 1 Spike push, 1,531 trophies with no duels stuff going on, I would say. And I did check Starlist Pro or Brawlify, the same website we were just on for Chester, before recording this on this specific account, and it looked exactly the same as Chester's. So I think the same exact thing's happening, right? A little bit of matchmaking, win trading, however they're doing it here. But it looks like it's kind of gone down a little bit, at least since that one pop off season where we saw like 20 accounts at the top of leaderboard, power level 1 grinds. I can really only find 2 this time around, so maybe something's shaping up, who knows, but it's still cursed nonetheless, right? We should not be seeing this in Brawl Stars. A power level 1, 1,531 trophies, ridiculous. Moving along before we get into my absolute favorite cursed account here in this episode today. But the club that we are diving into is actually the content creator Lopsa's club. If you didn't know, he has been grinding out cursed accounts over there, which is insane. But it looks like he kind of took like a similar approach to what I was trying to do with cursed accounts in the past, where I would push these cursed accounts. I did it for Mortis, Dynamite, and Colt, and like save them away into a club, but it was for a particular reason, so I could get around the auto collection of the Brawl Pass, right? So we could save them and make them look so cursed. But I absolutely adore what he's doing over here, right? Every single cursed account that he's pushed, I think he's boxing them away in clubs so that other people can take a look at every single one that he's done, right? So Every single one that he's got profile pictures for are past rank 35 cursed account pushes, which, man, I love when people do this. If you push multiple cursed accounts, make them put them in a club so everyone can notice it and like take a look at all the crazy stuff you're doing. But yeah, I thought I would mention this, seeing that I absolutely adore this type of practice, and it inspires me to start making cursed accounts and pushing again. I believe that's what I called it, Ray Trophy Room. Yeah, there it is. This is my club that I made for my cursed accounts way back in the day, so that we could keep it the perfect Shelly Dynamite. No other brawlers here, right? If we wouldn't have stashed them away into a club, the auto collection of the Brawl Pass would just have ruined them, opening up auto collecting different brawlers on them. So I thought this was the best course of action to take. So maybe we should do this again, man. Back when power level 9 was the highest rank. Pretty dang cool. Moving on to honestly my favorite cursed account here in this episode today, ever since that amazing website was found where we can check specific masteries. I ended up reaching out to Pika because I believe I saw a post on Twitter of him mentioning his mastery rank, how many mastery points he had on Bull, and it was an absurd amount, but I believe he ended up coming across an individual who had a ridiculous amount of mastery points on Bull. One that will blow your mind and sweep that 200,000 Shelly mastery points out of existence. We have this person here, Lean. He's definitely a Bull main over here, but the thing is you would never know, right? If we take a look at his profile here, he's got a rank 33 Bull, which I'm surprised about. Never pushed that rank 35, but he absolutely adores Bull to an absurd amount. Going back to Brawl Ace here, his profile, and looking at the mastery totals. Brace yourself, people. A rank 33 Bull at 1,000 trophies right now. His mastery. I'm not kidding you guys. He's got 1,413,485 mastery points on Bull. That's stupid. How? I don't even get how you... That's crazy. I didn't think it was this high. I believe the last time I saw a screenshot of Pika mentioning it, he was at like 1 million. So maybe 400,000 more since then. But let's do a little bit of quick math here, man. Bro, he got max mastery gold 3 on Bull with the amount that he has 57 times. We thought the Shelly one was crazy. That was 9 times. This one, they got Bull mastery 57 times more than the amount that you need for maximum mastery, right? Bro, this is like my new favorite thing when it comes to cursed accounts because it's so dang hard to find, right? These diamonds in the rough. If you looked at this individual's profile, you would never think that he plays Bull that much and he's gotten that much mastery. The only way that we can ever find someone that has more potentially than this guy would be to look through every single random account and plug it in on this website to see if it rivals this. I don't think they have a leaderboard or anything over here, but that's absurd, man. That is ridiculous. Craziest thing I've seen coming from the Brawl Stars community in a very, very long time. Man. Nuts. But the final one I have for you guys, this is kind of turning into a little tradition at this point, but checking in with my favorite account of all time. I think one of the most cursed accounts in history of Brawl Stars, but that is the legend Spike. I think we've brought this up, seeing that I'm calling it a tradition in the last like 3 episodes, and I'm kind of enjoying it, checking in with this guy from time to time, every some odd months whenever we make this episode. But since then, they happen to get to Meteoric Fame 2, which is nuts. But as we've said before on several different occasions, this guy's account is one of the coolest, in my opinion, just from all of the absurdities that they have. 157,000 3v3 victories. I believe they're in like the top 5 most 3v3 victories, but that's not all. 27,000 duos, 17,000 solos, 2,000 max win streak, and he honestly loves tilting his brawlers, which just adds another layer of cursed on top of it, right? I think he's just waiting now to be able to push the remainder all the way down. But yeah, man, such a cool account, and I believe I ended up looking Spike's profile up on that website because I thought they played an absurd amount of Brawl Stars, so they would have to have like crazy mastery ranks. But I don't think they're that crazy compared to like what we looked at in this episode today, which really puts into perspective how much that last guy plays Bull. I'm still shocked about that. I gotta tell more people about that. Nuts. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for stopping by, hanging out with your boy here today, taking a look at some fun cursed accounts here inside the Brawl Stars community. I wish we could do this episode a bit more often, but to be honest, really I can only make them when I come across new cursed accounts, which definitely takes a long time to find ones that are really, really interesting. So Hey, if you guys happen to come across anything, be sure to let me know. Best place to let me know is just adding me on Twitter. I'll see it in my notifications. I see pretty much so everything. So yeah, that would help out a ton. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all. And we'll be talking super soon. Adios and take care.